What's up, everyone? You can call me PhoebzorPhoebe, and today I am going to be showing you all the hidden details and secrets you may have missed in the Kindergarten 3 trailer. Before we get started, it would mean the world if you watched my Kindergarten 1 and Kindergarten 2 playthrough that I just finished up, and they are linked down below in the description. Anyway, let's dive into the trailer. The first scene of the trailer already shows us a lot, including classmates that we already know pretty well, as well as the new classmates that we're gonna have in Kindergarten 3. Monty is no longer in a wheelchair and seems to be in a full-body brace of some sort that keeps him upright. One of my favorite and least favorite characters are returning, Cindy being my least favorite and Carla being my favorite, although we do adore Cindy for her savage remarks. And it's interesting to see that the twins aren't here, but Theodore is here, one of the twins, which means that Felix is probably a goner based off of the secret mission that you could do when Felix wanted to kill Teddy, but instead of us following through and killing Teddy in Kindergarten 2, we tell Teddy that Felix is trying to kill him, and Teddy kinda does a reverse Uno card on him. So it seems like Theodore is the only surviving twin, and that's going to be an interesting storyline to pick up on in Kindergarten 3. And of course, the one we all adore, Mr. Nugget, who seems to be covered in a green goo slime, which we will talk about more later in the video. Classmates that do not seem to be returning in Kindergarten 3 include Bugs, Jerome, Lily and Billy, unless they decide to make a secret appearance like they did at the end of Kindergarten 2, and from Kindergarten 2 we seem to be missing Ozzy and Penny, who seem to have the most unfortunate ending in all of Kindergarten 2, in my opinion. Rip my girl Penny, she's a real one. She sacrificed herself to save the day and do the right thing. Ugh. According to the game page on Steam, Miss Lovelet is going to be our new kindergarten teacher who loves to rhyme with everything she says. Our teacher, Miss Lovelet, has a giant poster of Shakespeare behind her, as well as a Live, Laugh, Learn poster, and it looks like a pretty big stage for the kindergartners to actually perform some plays, which I hope we're going to be seeing a lot of in our Kindergarten 3 playthrough. Oh yeah, and it's nice to see that we actually have a classroom pet in the school. The next scene of the trailer puts a spotlight on one of our new classmates named Emmy, who seems to like to tend to the school garden. But the front scene of this school also tells a lot. Miss Lovelet is out on the front porch, I bet, welcoming the kindergartners in the morning time, and the school actually has a mascot in Kindergarten 3. On the side of the school here, it's painted Home of the Ducks, which means that our mascot is probably the duck. And not only is our old janitor returning from Kindergarten 1 and Kindergarten 2, he is a favorite of the community, but it also seems that he may have lost his arm from the gator that is in the schoolyard. According to the game's description on Steam, Davy is the former principal's son who has taken a peculiar liking to the gator in the pond, and this scene in the trailer is showing that by saying he won't let anyone hurt Linda, which I'm pretty sure is the name he's given to the gator out front. But it is interesting to note that the game's Steam page is saying and confirming that our old principal was replaced by the former janitor who has mysteriously risen to become the principal, and his name is Regis, and we will talk about Regis as we see him in the trailer. The trailer then cuts to a pretty hilarious scene showing Miss Applegate for the first time and Regis, the school's principal, as well as one of the previous mutant monsters that we saw at the end of Kindergarten 2, and a constant in all three kindergarten games of the trilogy, a bloody body bag. But in this hilarious conversation between Miss Applegate and Regis, the new school principal, it seems that Miss Applegate doesn't really know what a globe is, because Regis seems to question her on that, even though Miss Applegate's globes are quite a bit larger than they were in the previous game. In this scene from the trailer, our main character is looking a little ill, but it also seems that there's a secret passageway right in front of us and behind Regis that may lead to some secrets underneath the school, as well as a giant sword that's enclosed in glass, which I feel is gonna come in handy in one of the final missions in Kindergarten 3. The next scene cuts to our main character reading something on the front of the school, and he says, "It's been 3 whole days and I still can't read," which one is hilarious, but 2, it confirms that Wednesday is the 3rd day in his first week of kindergarten, and Kindergarten 1, Kindergarten 2, and Kindergarten 3 being the first 3 days of your kindergarten experience, one would be very traumatic, but also this poor kid hasn't even gone through a full week of school yet, even though he's lived a million different lives in a Groundhog Day-esque style where he relives the same day over and over and over until he gets the correct ending. which is also going to be the case for us in Kindergarten 3. We have to solve the mysteries or secrets of this school to hopefully progress to a future Kindergarten 4 or 5 to maybe close out the first week of school for our kindergartner character here. We then see the first glance at the library where Miss Lovelet is telling us about the Romeo and Juliet story. So either we're going to be performing Romeo and Juliet in our kindergarten play, or she just is telling us about a story that she loves, while rhyming, of course. It shows that there may be a guinea pig in the library, and it seems to be a vent in the corner, as well as a vent that was in our classroom that may be hinting to some secret vent traveling by some of the students. The trailer then shows us our first dialogue interaction with Nugget, where he is playing in the nasty green goo that seems to be leaking from somewhere inside the school, and he is telling our main character that we should eat the goo, which, judging by some of the scenes in the trailer, that we did eat the green goo. I feel like us choosing to eat the green goo is going to be the first step in completing Nugget's mission in Kindergarten 3, and I think that we may have to prevent him from mutating if the green goo has the same special properties that it did at the end of Kindergarten 2, where it caused mutations. The next two scenes hilariously show Miss Applegate as the new lunch lady, as well as our first interaction with the nurse, where she seems shocked that we actually ate the nasty green goo, and honestly, same girl. But breaking down these scenes a little bit more, there is a large vent behind Miss Applegate in the lunchroom, as well as a door that seems to be closed off with caution tape, and in front of it, the janitor seems to try to be mopping up the green goo without his mop head, which I'm pretty sure he tried to defend himself with against the gator when he lost his arm. But not only do we see our classmates at lunch, we also see the ducks on each table, which confirms that the ducks are our school mascot, and it also seems that for the first time in the kindergarten games, we're going to have a variety of choices for lunch that are going to help us in the different missions in the game. Upon examining the nurse's office a little bit closer, it seems pretty barren, but it is funny because there's a no smoking sign and the nurse constantly seems to be chain smoking. But it's interesting to me that there seems to be an x-ray machine of some sort with an x-ray plastered on the wall of a previous student possibly that seems to be missing their leg based off of the cutout that I see. The trailer sort of ends in a montage of wild scenes that we may see in Kindergarten 3, such as our new classmate Austin throwing his ball at Emmy, a scene where our main character notices our classroom pet the fish, and we have the option to actually take the fish, our character interacting with the creepy janitor from Kindergarten 1 and 2, saying that he's gonna call it a draw, even though he didn't seem to necessarily win by losing an arm to the gator. And then in classic kindergarten fashion, there's a montage of our main character getting our head bitten off by the gator in the front of the school. And then in pure kindergarten janitorial fashion, it shows a graphic scene of our crazy janitor beating up poor Monty again. Yep, you heard that right. Again. Based off of our main character standing next to Austin, I'm pretty sure Austin and our main character throw something at the janitor, and the janitor is going to assume that it's Monty, even though he's in a full back brace that are keeping his arms stiff out next to him. Poor Monty. And then one of the final scenes of the trailer, it shows Regis, our new school principal, who was the old janitor of this school, open up a secret tile in the floor that leads to our inevitable demise. And we hear a large growl right before our blood seems to spatter from the secret hole. So that means that there's definitely a secret monster, of course, under our new school. Or it could just be an army of alligators. Let me know which option you think down below. Now, we do not have an official release date for Kindergarten 3 yet, but on the Steam page it is currently saying that it is going to come out before the end of the year, which gives the developers a few more months. If the game needs to be pushed back, I know that we all will be disappointed, but I am happily going to wait because I hadn't played Kindergarten 1 or Kindergarten 2 until this year, and I fell in love. It's one of my favorite game series I've done here on my YouTube channel. Now that we made it to the end of the trailer breakdown and analysis for Kindergarten 3, I did want to let you know that I do regularly post short form content and theories and lore videos of Kindergarten 3 here on my YouTube channel and on TikTok, so go ahead and check it out. And since you've already made it to the end of the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It means more than you'll ever know. But in the meantime, if you have some free time to soak up some more kindergarten content, go ahead and watch these videos because I know that you'll love them. But anyway, you can call me PhoebzorPhoebe. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your theories down below of what you think we'll see in Kindergarten 3, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!